Good morning. We get to continue siding our off-grid house today. We started siding this a while ago, and then I tried to do out back here, and I couldn't get back here with the lift I had rented. So we had to wait until we could get the nifty lift. That's actually what it is called. This lift is only 4 feet wide, so it can go through a 4-foot wide gateway. So we were able to get this one back behind the house. My original plan with the bigger lift was to put it here and then reach across. Well, it wouldn't go far enough, straight enough. That was my bad for not figuring that. So now we have another lift. The worst part is I had to rent another lift. So hey, live and learn. This one is awesome. I'm really enjoying this one. This one actually seems less, I don't know what the word is for it, but when you're in the basket doesn't move as much. There's less flex, so it's more sturdy. I don't know, it's just less swaying going on when you're in the basket, which is nice. So we sided most of the house. We had everything figured out great. We had a good game plan down and we were going quickly. Well, it's been at least a month since we did any of that. So now we gotta figure out again all of the best ways to do everything. Hopefully it comes back quickly. We're quite a ways up. So now we just gotta start cutting our angles and continue working. The biggest one is figuring all of my angles out again. Luckily, I left a lot of cutoffs. So this is our steep angle, and I have a special jig for making that. I just want to find the not so steep angle, which is, I think, right here. Yes. So we'll go up, test fit this, make sure this is the right angle that we need, and then we can start cutting, because yeah, that's the worst part, is having to refigure all this out again. I just want to make sure everything is right and fits right, that this is the right angle, because I don't want to cut a bunch of pieces and then have it all wrong. So let's get the lift fired up for the first time today and get up there and see how it works out. All right, so it's the steep angle here and the narrower, well, not so steep angle above. All right, so we gotta get down, get the other angle and check it. See, that's why you check everything. That's why we have to check everything. I thought it was the steep angle that we needed, or the shallower angle we needed here, but we need this is like a 60-something degree pitch. I like that. All right, I think I got this first piece figured out. I'm gonna cut this first one to around 12 feet because we got the dryer vent to go around, and it'll make it easier if we cut this one a little bit shorter and get our staggered joints back where we need them. All right, now we have to cut our angle on it. All right, we got to make sure we touch up the ends so that way they're sealed from the weather and you don't see a raw edge when everything's finished. Go like this, and if I don't set it the right way, I'll cut it wrong. So we need to go, let's see, I got it in my notes, 30 and a half. So 30 and a half by 40 and 5/8. and I want to remove 3 5/8. So all of these joints overlap each other. So because this one is a butt end, we need to take off that much. So let's see, we're gonna take off 1/2 inch and half the depth of the board and then paint it. All right, the other nice thing about this is the higher up we go, the less joints we have to do like this. This is gonna go in upside down because we're going the opposite direction now. You gotta remember that too. Start with a full 16-footer. Make sure we cut off the right end.
If you're new to the channel or new to this build, we are back to siding our house. And Al built this jig to make it faster. And now we're just readjusting and figuring out how we were using everything because we haven't done it for a while.
And once we get up past the lower roof pitch, we can use the chop saw because it's like a 45-degree cut. So it makes it go a lot quicker. This slows it down, but it beats having to cut it by hand. So I'll get this one painted, we'll get this one up, and then I'll go up there and I'll figure out how many more we can cut. We can try to cut a pattern and get quite a few of these all pre-cut with the angle and stay working in one area on the lift. But I just don't want to cut too many.
And if you don't remember, we are not sure if we have enough siding, so we didn't finish our side. We wanted to do the back first because that way we have a lift here. We didn't want to run out. So we're going to go and do the side after if we have to go ahead and get more. We're hoping we have enough. We might be short a little bit. So we also don't want to mess up on any of these because that's going to make it definitely going to be short.
So I think we're gonna need 4 more courses or like 3.5. So I'm gonna feel good with cutting 3 more. So we'll get 3 more cut. We'll get a pattern going. Then we can come out here and just nail those all up and then figure out what we need for the last one. And then we can continue to the middle and then go to that side and do the same thing. Been up here watching and a lot of our smoke from the outdoor wood boiler when it's first turning on blows right to your garden. I wonder if that's helping keeping any bugs away from the garden.
I'm not commenting on it because I don't want them to come.
Right?
Also, I noticed that you must have ran into something.
Yep. You know what? One of the things about this lift is
it doesn't have a beeper to tell you when it's getting close.
No. This sticks out further than the basket.
Oh yeah.
And it's down below, and you don't. So I wasn't paying attention, or wasn't.
Well, how can you?
You're not thinking it's down there. So I was working up above it. I need to go a little bit further, is my guess. I must have.
Well, I'm not going to say anything because I would have hit so many different things. I don't even go up there, so. Speaking of that, I saw some comments. People wanted to know my reaction when they broke the glass in the door. I honestly was working on a project inside, and I heard this big bang, and I'm like, what the heck? And so I was just grateful that it didn't come inside the house.
Right.
And another thing, it was nice that it only broke one layer, so we still have that other layer. And so I was just grateful that no one got hurt and all the things. So I think my reaction was very, very good.
Yeah. We just got to figure out, find a glass company that will make us a new pane.
Right, I was saying that, or if we decided we want a different door, we're still in the works of figuring that out.
Right, if we get one, we want one that has blinds built in, because the sun comes in right there.
That's all like spaghetti.
Got it. Next. It goes so much faster when you don't have to make all the cuts and paint everything. When you can go with the full 16 foot long, it's like a couple more and then we can start on the 45-degree angle. We have the lower portion done, so now we're going to be going up to the next roof line where it's a 45-degree angle. And we're going to start coming in pretty rapidly on the length of pieces we're going to need. So I want to go up, test the next piece on both ends, see how that's going to look, make sure it's all going to go nice straight across all the way. And then we can get the first few pieces up for that and just continue going on. I just got another like severe weather alert thunderstorm in the area. We've been getting a lot of those lately. I'm hoping we don't get it, but somebody else is gonna get it, and I hope they're okay. All right, we should be in good shape. Everything is gonna line up perfectly. Here, we'll cut our first piece, and it's starting to rain. As long as we only get a few sprinkles, I'll be happy. I really don't want to have to stop. The rain has found us. We got our first chicken harvesting day coming up soon at this homestead. We haven't harvested any chickens here or any animals, so that's coming up, and we gotta get set up and see how everything works for it. But not today. We gotta side some more. Oh, new alert. Rain starting within 15 minutes. They lied. The rain is here.
That ladder is like an inch away when you're swinging.
I know.
Very, very close.
And that's how I hit the vent.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that, but it's like, I'm like, oh, do you have enough room? But you're just like an inch.
All right, so we've used 3 full bundles so far. And now we have 2, 4, 6, 8 left and a bunch of scraps. But we should start, we're gonna be going up quick, fast now. And as we do, we should be cutting back a lot of our usage of this. Luckily, we really don't have any waste, which is nice with this product. Man, that rain came down last night. I don't know what that was, but the air pressure and everything changed. You could just feel something in the air. The wind was blowing. I don't know if it was the wind or whatever, but the rain was coming directly into our windows under that roof, so it was coming in like sideways. We got over an inch of rain quickly. I'm glad to say we didn't have any kind of casualties here with everything that was going on with the weather, so that is a good thing. All the animals are good. We got wet, but that's been that kind of summer. It's time for some changes around here. It's kind of bittersweet, but exciting at the same time. So we are trading in our mule and a few other things today to upgrade the mule. The mule we've had for 3 years now, at least, and we got 1,400 miles on it. It's been a good side-by-side, a good farm piece of equipment. We use this thing daily. This is our most used item on the farm, and we're making upgrades for a few reasons. This mule is not an enclosed cab. The biggest thing I don't like not having an enclosed cab is in our winter time. It is cold and can get down to negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. We're always out. There's no good doors for these right now, and we have camera gear all the time with us, and snow gets in here. So we've tried fixing it. We've had the soft doors, which work, but you can't see out of them in the wintertime if they get dusty or snow covered. The roof is always getting wet on the inside. Every morning I have to wipe off the seats. It's not the end of the world, just kind of a pain in the butt thing. There's no windshield wiper. We put the windshield on this and we can't find a windshield wiper kit for the mule for some reason. The Kawasaki mules are hard to find accessories for. We did a windshield, we did the half doors, we did a rear window, and that's not super tight. Air leaks through it in the wintertime, makes a big difference. I put heat in here. It works-ish. It doesn't keep you warm. If you put your hands over the vent when it's below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, it'll warm your hands up, but other than that, you don't feel it in the cab. I'm trying to think, what else? Oh, another big deciding factor for us with the Mule is this bed is tiny when you have a double cab, and we use the double cab all the time. So only having a small bed is kind of a downside. Another big thing is if you're short like us, this front seat does not adjust. So it's fixed. It's kind of like a golf cart, and you're kind of far away from the pedals. So there's no movement there. So that is kind of a pain being short. But all in all, other than that, this thing is really good if you live in a warmer climate. You don't need to worry about heat and all those kind of things. But for a farm vehicle, we want a bigger bed. We want to have an enclosed cab. And we're looking to have something warmer for the wintertime. So that should be coming, in a little bit. So I actually had to order this about 6 months ago. I couldn't believe how long it takes to get some of these things now because of COVID and all the stuff. Things are still taking forever. So I'm excited to have it here. I'm kind of sad to see this go. This has been a really good side-by-side for us. We've done a lot of work with it. We've used it here to build up these pastures. We've used it for helping to reclaim some of our trails. It's done a lot of work. So it's in really good shape still. It is held up really nice. It's time for something a little bit more. I'm pretty sure I hear him coming up the driveway.
Well, tonight's dinner, you guessed it, is an easy one. I'm just gonna do some chicken, put some balsamic glaze on it. No, it's not homemade. I purchased it off Thrive. I was reading about it. Seems like it's pretty simple, but I already have that and I'm gonna use that up. And maybe I'll try that at one point, try to do my own glaze. I also picked some lettuce from the garden, and we have a cucumber and some zucchini from the grocery store from a local farmer. And so we're gonna go ahead and eat that. Well, you're probably thinking that's a lot of chicken just for the 3 of you, but especially lately, I have been making sure I cook extra so that I have leftovers in the fridge so that we can just heat up something, have a quick meal, because when we're busy or sometimes you just don't feel like cooking, that way we have something in the refrigerator. So that is my tip to you, always cook extra. So I just had a family discussion. We're gonna keep the cucumbers to the side, and I'm just gonna do the lettuce. I've been doing that, just cutting some lettuce and making a really simple dressing. So maple syrup, so there you go, that makes everything good. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of mayonnaise and a little bit of milk and a little pinch of salt, shake it up, and that's it. And it's so good and creamy.
I like to have chosen on hand when I don't have homemade. If I do homemade, I want to make sure I'm going to use it all because it only lasts for a few days. So there's a little bit in there. Put my lid on. I love these lids. We use them for everything. Just give it a shake, or you can use your immersion blender. It's just easy to do this. Less dishes.
Dear Lord, thank you for a wonderful day.